every sunken you make is actually a really big investment if you're going 2-hatch. You get 3-hatch, it's not as big of a deal. It's obviously not what you want, but it seems just too risky, in my opinion. Maybe he thought his lurkers would be in time. I don't know. It seemed close. He had like 5 hydras there. Maybe if he got the lurkers out, it would have been okay, but clearly not. Anyway, going straight on to game number 2. Awesome. No goofing off, no random commercials. I like it. And we're going to ally Ssak once again, so he will be the Terran at the top left hero. Once again, the red Zerg at the bottom left. There's Ssak looking pretty calm. He's looking pretty chilled out. Okay. So, I believe this is Fighting Spirit now, if the live report thread is correct. Just having a gander, yeah, looks like Fighting Spirit to me. And Heroes Overlord is going in the correct direction, of course scouting towards a closer natural, so it'll be handy for him, although that means if he does go for the 12-hatch with the drone scout, his drone's going to go to the bottom right, which obviously won't be as helpful, but that's okay. And we saw Ssak, of course, go for the 14cc. Actually, I probably should have mentioned this as well. Of course, Ssak, having gone for the 14cc opening last game against the 12-hatch, did have a slight advantage from the beginning anyway. So perhaps he was a little bit stronger than Hero anticipated in that mid-game. You know, if he'd been facing a 1-rack CC opening, maybe there wouldn't have been quite so many Marines coming out so early. But either way, whoa! Hello, spawning pool. So we have an overpull here from Hero. So not gonna go for the 12-hatch again here. And if he does face a 14cc again, he could potentially just win the game straight away. But we can see Sak's not gonna try that same trick twice here. Not gonna take the risk again. Going for the barracks in the main, very standard. So, you know, early lings from the overpull probably won't do too much damage, but the real reason for getting, the faster pull is to get a faster lair. You know, overpull or 12 pull almost always means that the Zerg is going for some kind of 2-hatch build, usually 2-hatch Mutalisk. And looks like in the meantime we do have another drone scout plus the expansion drone moving out. So of course if he does go for the 2-hatch Muta, he's gonna have to be a lot more aggressive than the Mutas, and more importantly, hopefully does not overcommit with them like he did last game. Because in the 2-hatch Muta, it's interesting because, you know, 2-hatch Muta, 3-hatch Muta, you're like, you know, it doesn't sound that different. It's like 1 hatchery difference, but actually the way it plays out is hugely different. When you're going 2-hatch Muta, your Mutas actually need to do a lot more damage. Your economy is slowed down by a lot. Obviously, you're missing the whole hatchery's worth of larvae. It's harder to produce all the Mutas and lings and drones that you might want. And of course, because you start with fewer Muta, you have to be a little bit more careful about the initial engagement. So at the same time, also the Terran generally has a very small marine force, and you have and is lacking the range upgrade, so you can maybe try and be a little bit more aggressive. But if you do that kind of crazy, you know, mutiling commit like Hero did last game, you're just gonna have a sad time 2-hatch muting. Although of course this is all early speculation, he hasn't actually gone for that yet. So Lins are coming out here. We can see 3 SCVs blocking around with 2 Marines behind. Absolutely no way for him to do that. Hero has actually gone for 3-hatch opening after all, despite going for overpull. So my analysis is completely useless. But I'm a little bit puzzled by this. I'm not sure why he went for the overpull then if he's just gonna 3-hatch anyway. I mean, it's not terrible, but I don't see why he wouldn't just 12-hatch. I wonder if maybe he was a little bit concerned that you know, Ssak might try something crazy and, you know, open 14cc in game number 1 and then completely turn the tables and go, you know, 2 racks in game number 2 or something like that. And maybe that's why he went for the overpull. But I don't know, even then. If he's not going 2-hatch off of the overpull, I'm not really convinced by this. That's okay. And we do have a gas as well, so it looks like it's going to be another +1. No, it's going to be Academy. Did he actually hit the second barracks first? I can't quite tell. No, he went 1 rack's command center in the base, because of course he's a little bit scared by those early lings. And then he goes gas and Academy. Normally that gas before second racks indicates that you're going for a fast +1 into 5 racks, which is exactly what Ssak did last game. Going for the gas and then the Academy before second barracks is a little bit curious to me. I'm interested to see what he goes for with this. I'm really trying to think of why that's better than just getting the second barracks first. and then getting the academy. Anyway, SCB guys can poke around here. This time Hero does correctly block his ramp. He's not going to let that in. So whatever build he's doing will not be scattered. I think it's just going to be 3H Muta anyway. I'm just looking at the minimap. I don't see a Hydrogen yet in his main base. And looks like we have a couple more barracks being thrown down. So it looks like Lair on the way. Gonna build just one Sun for now. Probably will leave that as a creep colony until he sees the Marines moving out of the base. Because you can see that Overlord nicely positioned outside the Terran's natural. Gonna see any move out by the Terran unless he does some kind of weird sneak around the 12 o'clock. Anyway. Whoa, what's going on in the chat? I'm trying to keep an eye on the chat while doing this commentary. It's a little bit tricksy. Okay, somebody says I'm getting too technical. Oh, that's not good. That's not something that happens every day. Usually people are like, oh my god, you don't know what you're talking about. Cool. Cool beans. So we have to move out here. We're gonna have a Link backstab by Hero. There should be a couple of fire bats. There's actually no fire bats coming out. Interesting. He's actually gonna pull the SCVs instead. Gonna get a decent timing here though, so good reaction by Ssak, and looks like he's gonna be able to hold us off. And I mean, oftentimes you see when the Terran moves out with his initial small medic marine force like this, he will immediately produce like one round of fire bats from his barracks, because this kind of Link backstab is very common at this point in the game. So I'm a little surprised he didn't, but I mean he held it off just fine anyway with the SCVs. And look at that, the Marines very smartly moving out because Hero ran a lot of links around the 9 o'clock base to try and trap those Marines, or maybe do another backstab depending on what the positioning was. But Ssak very wisely just pokes a little bit, forces a lot of links, forces an extra Sunken or two, and then immediately pulls back. And it's fine. So now Hero's made a whole bunch of links that didn't really do anything. I'm not sure actually how many Sunkens he made. It looks like he might just have been 2. Again, Hero seemingly not the type to overmake static defenses, which is good. You know, in general, that's actually very good. It's just that if you die, then it's not good. But yeah, there are the mutas, and again, since it's 3H Muta, he's just going to try and poke the Terran a little bit, keep him back in his base. He does actually have a good number of links out on the map as well now, so it's going to be a while before Sakk's going to be safe and moving out. It's like we can see Ssak now just turreting up, moving his Marines in position to defend his mineral lines. Here we're going to make use of this nice little cliff area behind the natural. Some good turret positioning though, so here's going to have to micro a little bit better than that if he wants to pick up more SCVs. Looks like he's going to try and find an opening in the main base instead. There's actually only one turret by the barracks, so perhaps the infrastructure is a little bit exposed, but of course the Marines can just cover that area as well. We do see a drone moving down to the bottom right main as well, going to get a third base. So this is all very standard. He's getting a Hydrogen as well. Generally, whoa, hold that thought. Looks like we have a mutilating attack at the front. Hero going to commit once again, but this time he does have a very high number of Zerglings, although more Marines coming down. It looks like Hero is going to have to back off, just trying to get a few more kills here. And I don't know, I think he lost maybe a couple of mutas there and all of his links, but he did get a good number of Marine kills, so I'm not 100% sure if that was worth it or not. It's pretty close there, to be honest. I feel like maybe the Terran got slightly better. I'm not sure. He did lose a lot of Marines as well, though, so that's really going to delay his initial push. And we can see the third base going up. So basically what's going to happen now is Hero, while, you know, constantly harassing with these mutas, he's going to get that third gas up, that crucial third gas. He's going to go up to Lurker Tech, and then he's going to go up to Hive, using the Lurkers to actually defend himself, because the mutas can harass him for a while, but once, once the Marine ball gets up to a critical mass, harassment is no longer that effective, although it looks like another Mutalink coming in here, but this time it's not going to be effective. Hero needs to move out, or does he? No! It looks like he actually had just enough there. I thought it wasn't going to go well, but this time he did judge it correctly and actually manages to pick off all the Marines. It looks like having picked off those Marines earlier with that earlier Ling attack was very good. A few Marines in the mineral line are going to keep Ssak alive, but oh my god, Hero is actually producing a lot of links right now. It looks like he smells blood. He's actually not getting a Queen's Nest. He's not getting any Hydras even to make into Lurkers. He is just potentially just going for the win right here with the Mutaling. It's a little bit risky, but I don't know if Ssak will see it coming. You can see, I mean, Ssak surely expects that Hero is just transitioning as normal. There's no way he expects so many links to barrel down into his natural. This could be very effective here, but I think he has to go soon though, because again, you know, that's not a huge surface area, and that natural really needs to go in while, you know, strike while the iron's hot, while the Marine count is still low here. If he just waits too long, I don't see this being effective. Maybe he's just waiting for Ssak to move out again to make another mistake, as he did just now. And I am now commentating a still image. Awesome! Okay, I don't know what's going on. Ah! Help! Help, the stream is broken! Oh wait, no, we're good. And nobody's dead. Alright, cool. So it's not a... It's a buffer. Oh wait, no. Buffer into another still image! Oh, we're going at half a frame per minute. Alright. High level streaming going on right here. Whoa. This is crazy. Oh man, I hope Sniperlot's apartment isn't actually on fire right now. Could you imagine if that's what's going on? Is that his PC is actually on fire? Like not even metaphorically on fire, it's literally on fire? Because he said it smelled like it was burning in his apartment, so I'm a little bit concerned for our 24-hour streaming hero. Of course, this is, I'm just restreaming Sniperlot's stream right now, so I have absolutely no control over what is going on. Hey, it looks like Hero, though, didn't actually commit with the huge Muta Link Force, so he does have lurkers now. He's transitioning a little bit more normally, although he did make a lot of links first. But that's fine, because that's keeping the Terran back, and I wonder how far along his Hive Tech is, because he's really keeping the Terran pin back right now. If he can get up to Defilers before the Terran can even leave his base, Ssak could just, be immediately dead if some Dark Swarms go up in his natural. And I do enjoy commentating slideshows. This is good. This is nice. It's not even a slideshow either. This is like we're lacking in slides. Whoa! Hello, speed up. Did you guys see that SCV? Man, that SCV just like drank 10 Red Bulls or something. That was fast. Well, all right. Let me see if the other stream works better. Is the other stream working better? What would be really funny is if this is actually a slideshow and you guys don't realize it. Like I actually have that PowerPoint window open right now, and when it looks smooth, it's just because I'm like spam clicking next slide really fast, so it looks like there's motion. But the entire stream is actually just slides. How crazy would that be? Dude, magic. I should actually try that one day and see if anyone can tell. Anyway, it looks like oh, the side vessel! Boom! Snipes it down. Did he even have a Scourge in that group? I'm not sure if he had I think he must have had a Scourge there. But anyway, so it looks like whoa, hello. Looks like the Terran has finally been able to move out with the help of that first science vessel. But oh my god, that's a lot of Loka-Ling. Is Hero going for the surround or the backstab? Looks like one SCV, the very smartly. You can see that SCV, I'm almost 100% sure was intentionally sent to the right side to check if that kind of move was coming. And here we go, a lot of Loka-Ling from the other side as well. Hero gonna go for a huge sandwich attack on the Medic Marine army. The Medic Marine have nowhere to run. They were just running backwards into more lurkers here. All the tanks have lurkers underneath them. Everything is falling right now for Ssak. Hero crushes the army in the middle of the map. Ssak just making a frowny face. Because that's all that warrants. Like, oh, okay. Man, so Ssak now in huge trouble. Lurkers swarming towards his natural. Surely Defilers are going to be out shortly as well. He's making a third command center, but no way he's going to be able to secure that third base just yet. I mean, look at how many lurkers there are outside of the natural. Insane army count here for Hero. I mean, it does look like he delayed his hive tech a little bit just to get out all these units, but it was well worth it. And we can see he's now getting a fourth base as well. He's completely safe. He's got complete map control, of course, thanks to the siege tanks and the vessel spotting. Ssak will be able to slowly push his force back, but the problem is that as soon as the Defilers get here, he's going to be in big trouble. See, normally the Terran needs to be kind of out on the middle of the map by the time the Defilers get out, because you just need space to deal with the Dark Swarms. Of course, do you know what Dark Swarms do? Basically, it just makes all the units underneath a swarm invincible to ranged attacks. And obviously, ranged attacks is essentially all the Terran has. So once the Dark Swarm gets out, the Defilers are, the Lurkers are basically unkillable for the Terran without Irradiate. So you can see, without enough space to just run around the swarms, he just has to deal with them head on, but that's impossible, so he's just going to get pushed back into his natural, and there's not nearly enough space in his natural to actually maneuver around here, so there's like almost nothing that he can do right now. You know, he doesn't have the high enough vessel count to irradiate all the Defilers or the Lurkers. And he doesn't even have enough space now to maneuver, so, you know, Hero could just easily creep forward under more Dark Swarms and just push down the natural, and there's really no good way to deal with that. Ooh, nice little target there on the Siege Tank, though. Snipes off the Defiler before it gets another Swarm off, so that's going to hold things off for just a little bit longer, but I mean, you know, Hero's got... he's getting his 4th base up. He's been completely unharassed the whole game. I'm a little surprised there was no counter drop by Ssak, and it was like, oh, the Marines move forward to try and snipe some of the Lurkers before they get under the Swarm. This is not going to happen, and as you can see, you know, with the Swarms out so close to his natural, it's basically impossible for him to actually do anything. And GG from Ssak. Hero takes game number 2, surprisingly doing something sort of similar to what we saw last game, you know, really being aggressive with those Vita Ling, even though he was just going